I do think that Nova Luna and Sagani are both.
Hello everybody, my name is Tyler.
And my name is Ilya. Together we're Kavri, a couple who loves board games. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and stick around for more videos. This is our Check It Out series, a series where we showcase various board games to you. On this week's episode, we're taking a look at Sagani.
Yeah, check it out, check it out, check it out. Sagani is a 1 to 4 player game that takes about 45 minutes to play. It's published by Eagle Gryphon Games, designed by Uwe Rosenberg, and illustrated by Lucas Sigmund. In this game, it's a race to the finish line. You'll place tiles that are representative of elements in a strategic way so that you create a perfect balance between all 4 elements in this game. Well, let's give you a quick overview of how to play Sagani.
You'll begin by setting up, so you'll put the scoreboard in the middle of the table, and then each player will get their sound discs. Then each turn will be played in about 6 steps. The first step is select the tile out of the 5 that are in the middle. You'll select it and place it in any orientation you want. You'll then check to see if there's any scoring, and then you'll place your sound discs onto the tile depending on how many arrows are on that tile. Now, if at any point you run out of your sound disc, you'll have to take cacophony discs, which means you'll lose 2 points immediately, but then those cacophony discs are part of your pool for the rest of the game. You'll then cover the arrows on that tile with your sound discs if they meet the appropriate conditions. So for example, if one's pointing left and it's pointing a red left, and you have a fire tile left of that tile, then you will get to cover it up. Now, if at any point all your arrows are covered up, you'll flip the tile, get the sound disc back, and score those points to help you race to the victories.
Yay, points.
So how do tiles get replenished? You'll take turns taking tiles until there's only 1 left. At that point, that person will have a choice of either taking that tile or the tile at the very top of the stack. They'll know how many arrows it has and the color it is, but they won't know the colors of those arrows and where they're pointing. Now, if they choose to take the top of the tile and not take the one in, it goes into the intermezzo, which is the area right here. If at any point that area is full before replenishing the 5 tiles on the board, then everybody gets to take a tile from the intermezzo, optionally of course, starting with the player with the lowest points. So this is a way for somebody to catch up if they're further behind. So you'll continue playing until somebody finally hits that threshold of the amount of points they need for your player count. Everyone will have this equal amount of turns, and the player who gets there first will win.
Yay!
Will you create the ultimate balance of the elements in this world? So what did you think?
I really like this game. Tile placing games are a lot of fun because usually it means they're relatively simple and you kind of just gotta strategize. In this one, you just gotta make lines and hope for the best.
I really like spatial awareness games, but I'm not very good at them. But it's always really fun. It's nice to plan something and try to hope that it works out.
Yeah, I also like the cacophony discs. I think that's a very neat aspect of the game because you can essentially get more and you're not restricted to how many tiles you have. So that's kind of nice. It stops these stalemates that could happen, which is pretty convenient if you just like to hoard tiles and not complete any tasks until the very end. Yeah.
So how does this game compare to Nova Luna?
Oh. I guess for reference, Nova Luna is designed by the same individual, and this is said to be the successor game of Nova Luna, so it's got that same tile feel where you're trying to connect colors and patterns. I actually think this game is harder than Nova Luna. It's just as fun, I think. It stays in line with what Nova Luna is trying to get at, but it has a completely different feel to it in a sense that we're dealing with elements here. And the way we're making those patterns is much different than moon phases.
I think the 3 biggest differences between the 2 games is this one is more of a race to get a certain amount of points, where Nova Luna is more of a race to get rid of your discs. This one is also, the discs don't have to be adjacent. So if it points in this direction, it can be like 4 tiles over in that direction, where in Nova Luna, it's all adjacent to that tile. Yeah. And then the third, I don't remember.
I'll add to that arrow thing. There's a complexity to that I find very interesting because you think making straight lines would be relatively simple, but because the way that you have to place certain tiles, the rules that there are, you get stuck, especially with the diagonal lines, where you can't end up finishing them because you just don't have the right spot open.
Yeah, because you can't place diagonally. You can only place orthogonally adjacent. So you almost have to like plan that out. And I think that's a really interesting element. And the thing I do really like about this game though is the theme is much more prevalent. I really like that you're trying to awake the elements and get them in perfect harmony on the harmony track. It really speaks to me, and I love the little arts on when you turn them over and there's these little
It's like an evolution too, because there's 4 different types, so it's cute.
I like it. So, why should you check it out?
Well, I think we kind of alluded to this, but if you like Nova Luna, then I'm sure you will like Sagani. If you're just interested in tile placement games, then this is exactly what you're probably looking for. It's a little competitive too, so there's that element that most people or some people really enjoy, so I would consider picking it up for those reasons. Anything else?
I do think that Nova Luna and Sagani are both worth owning because I think they're different enough and that they satisfy kind of those different needs. And I really like the theme and the artwork in this too. It's something that really speaks to me, so if you're really drawn to this beautiful cover and those quirky little elements, then this may be the game for you.
So why shouldn't you check it out?
Well, spatial awareness is not your forte, and you're not a big spatial thinker of trying to plan out different strategies of where tiles can go. You may be a little bit frustrated with this game.
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to work on it, then this is a good game to pick up. But if you just know that you're not really into those types of games, don't do it. And then counterpart, I said you should, if you like competitive games, like you should check this one out. If you don't like competitive games, this one might not be for you.
The other element I'll quickly say here is this is a game where almost anything can happen, so you can be 20 points ahead of everybody, and then in one turn somebody could win because they could just fill all the combinations. So if you're frustrated by that element where you just like to be ahead and you like to keep that lead and not really get overcome by a lucky tile, then maybe this also isn't the game for you.
Yeah, I think what Ilya's trying to say is that there's you never really know where anybody is on the track, because you could have 10 points and then another person could have 50 points, but realistically, like, if you play one tile, all of a sudden I have 60 points and Ilya still has 50 points. Like,
but maybe that's a challenge that you're up for. So overall,
well, I think we kind of covered it. We really like this game. It's a perfect addition after Nova Luna because we still we love Nova Luna, so Sagani was a hit in this household. I'm really excited to play it with 4 people. I think I say that about every game now, but in due time.
Absolutely. And yeah, I really enjoy Sagani as well. If anything resonated with what we said, you definitely should check it out. It's a game I would definitely not pass up on playing.
Exactly. Well, I think that's it, right? Question of the day. Boom, boom, boom. We're talking about elements here, so if you could control one of the 4 elements presented in this game.
Water.
Earth.
No, it's grass.
Grass.
Leaf.
I would call that earth. Okay, fine. Grass, fire, and wind. Which one would you choose? I already know mine. Hands down, I would be a water bender.
I like plants, so I would want to control like plants and grass and nature, because sometimes I'm not very good at keeping plants alive, so it'd be nice to just be like, there it goes. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell notification below. And make sure to answer a question of the day. Interact with us, talk to us. We love being in that comment section, so we really appreciate when you do drop us a comment below.
Exactly. But until next time, we will talk to you later. This is us checking out.
Bye, 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 bye.
Dry mouth.
Sounds like you need a water element.
No.